The country chose to leave the EU, and now with this election, the choices continue. The governing Tories believe enough people will plump for them, but the path to victory is not clear. Challenge number one: what happens to their rebels? The first fight is essentially one of Boris Johnson's own making. He kicked 21 Tory MPs out of the party, but the Tories need to keep all of those constituencies Conservative. Each one lost makes their task much harder. Like Wimbledon, represented by exiled Tory rebel Stephen Hammond, who we joined at 8 a.m. heading into work. He didn't know then if the day would bring an election or indeed his sacking. So do you think there will be an election today, Stephen? But the Tories clearly need him, and at 6:20 this evening, he and 9 other rebels were welcomed back.
All the evidence from other selections is that they are choosing more pro-Brexity candidates because that fits the narrative. It won't fit the narrative in my seat.
Those are experts of pavement politics, the Lib Dems, with their clear pledge to revoke the referendum, are targeting Tory Remain seats like St Albans. So the second challenge is a Lib Dem fight back.
I think it's really possible the Lib Dems could get back up to the peaks that they achieved under Charles Kennedy, 60 MPs, or even go beyond that if they managed to kind of play a blinder during the general election.
This was the Scottish Tory leader with her 13 MPs in 2017, but she's gone. How many of them will now follow her out of politics, beaten back by the third problem, the SNP threat?
I don't think the result is going to be quite as bad as a lot of people are expecting it to be. So the seats along the south of Scotland, which are much less pro-Remain and much more anti-independence, I think they will hold.
The Tories may be defending themselves against attack from the Lib Dems and the SNP, but actually the central battleground in this election, the one where lots of seats could change hands, is a straight fight between the Tories and the Labour Party. Here in Bolsover, it is a Labour fortress, but many people voted Leave, and Boris Johnson has them in his sights. Which brings us to the fourth battleground, the Brexit factor. If there was an election this time round, how do you think you would end up going?
Labour. Yeah.
No doubt
Definitely.
about it?
No doubt. Even though I like Boris.
I'll go for the party that will get us out. If it means going for the wrong colour, it has to be that, as long as they get us out.
We found that Boris Johnson went down well here, but what about Nigel Farage's Brexit party?
I always voted Labour, but this time no. Nobody seems to want to do what the country wants to do. And I think Boris has got that, he wants to get out. Nigel definitely wants to get out, so it's got to be one of them two, isn't it? I think, anyway.
As we visit battlegrounds over the next 5 weeks, I'll ask our election analyst Colin Rallings for his take. Today, what's Boris Johnson's path to victory?
He has to be winning seats which were Labour in 2017, and he's got to get a swing probably above the average in those areas to compensate for the seats that it looks the Conservatives are inevitably going to lose if this election really does come down to Brexit.
A general election has been triggered, but there's little general about it. At least 4 different fronts, and within that a multitude of local fights, making the exact political weather on December the 12th even harder to predict. Logan Stratton, News at 10, in the battlegrounds.